Hey, welcome back to the channel. Finally I got around to it. These are my predictions for who is going to win the 2023 World Cup in France. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to go through the group stages, pick the winners and losers, the runners up, and then go through the finals, quarterfinals and the semi-finals into the final. And you might get some unexpected picks. But that's the whole point, right? Why not? Let's have some fun. So in Group A, you have New Zealand, France, Italy, Uruguay and Namibia. I think the match on Friday is a huge match, obviously, New Zealand versus France. But I don't think it's a be-all and an end-all for each of those teams' success in the tournament. Winners and losers, I'm going to say France are going to top that group, and New Zealand are going to come second. So on to Group B. South Africa, Ireland, Scotland, Tonga and Romania. That is a group of death. I think, again, I'm going to stick with tradition, and I'm going to choose Ireland as winning that group and South Africa coming in second place. Group C, Wales, Australia, Fiji, Georgia, Portugal. Tough group to be sure. Fiji played really well in the warm-up games, but I'm going to go with Wales to win the group, and my bolter is Georgia, just because they've played so much together. They had a Six Nations tournament, or their equivalent, at the start of the year, and those players know each other very, very well, and just their faith in their team and things like that. If I was going to pick anyone as a bolter, I'd pick Georgia, so I'm going to go for them in second place. I think Wales can be very proud if they do come out of the group, if my prediction is true. And on to Group D. England, Japan, Argentina, Samoa and Chile. So I think that Argentina will top the group. Argentina have some very big wins over the last couple of years, and they, without a doubt, the first tier nation now, I think. And I think they'll get the advantage over the rest of the teams in the group. And England, I think, will just squeeze through. So in second place. So that's my pick. For the quarterfinals, the first quarterfinal, I feel will be France versus South Africa. So what I like about my picks is that they've all got a little bit of history, recent history, and something to prove to each other. So France, South Africa had a very big game, I think, in the Autumn Internationals last year. And South Africa, I think, felt hard done by the result. The home advantage is no joke when it comes to a World Cup, but I think South Africa will pull through that one, and they will beat France at home in the quarterfinals. Big call, I know. Next we have Ireland, New Zealand. Again, a lot of history. This is what I love about it. This is my favorite part of the game, is when there's a little bit of niggle between the sides. New Zealand, Ireland, historic test series win, maybe the last test series that Ireland will ever get a chance to play in New Zealand. But New Zealand have a lot to prove, but I think Ireland, the strength and depth of their squad, which is very key to my choices, they're just going to have too much for New Zealand, I think, in the end. And I'm going to go for Ireland as a winner in the second quarterfinal. Third quarterfinal will be Wales, England. Talk about history, talk about rivalry, and you can't, maybe South Africa, New Zealand, but it doesn't get much bigger than Wales versus England. And I think just based on that, I'm going to go for Wales. I think the Welsh team has a better balance of youth and experience than the English team does. And the experienced players they do have are playing pretty well. So I'm just going to go for Wales on that one. Argentina, Georgia, that would be a game I would love to go and watch, actually, because very physical sides, very good at the set piece. Argentina and Georgia both have fantastic defenses, and that's going to be a brutal game. But I'm going to go from that match that quarterfinal, I'm going to go Argentina. So where does that leave us in terms of the semi-final? The first one will be Wales versus Ireland. I would have to go with Ireland from that one. Even if they have a couple of injuries or bans or whatever the case may be, I'm sure that will happen to whatever team in the World Cup. But I'll have to go with Ireland. I think Wales would feel themselves very lucky and a major achievement to reach the semi-finals again. Ireland in the final. Semi-final number 2, Argentina versus South Africa. They've had some banging games in the last couple of years, home and away. But I would just fancy South Africa for that one, I think. And again, the strength and depth of their squad is going to be invaluable when it comes to the World Cup. Even if they have a couple of injuries or they bring a few players in, it's going to be really important. And I'm going to go for South Africa. So that leaves us with the final of Ireland versus South Africa, Northern Hemisphere versus the Southern Hemisphere. Who do I choose out of those two great teams? The best squad depth in the entire tournament for both teams. If Johnny Sexton is playing, I gotta say I would choose Ireland. I think they've been on a mission for the last couple of years since Farrell's been in charge. But he is, even though I've talked about squad depth a lot, I think he is a key player that to do something at the level of winning the World Cup they need. South Africa, if Sexton is not playing, then I would definitely choose that team because they have so much strength and depth. And even if Pollard doesn't come back from injury, I think the Bok now has made his mark and he can win it for them. So, and I would make his career. So, but it's gonna, all of these games are gonna be like super close calls. If he isn't, South Africa do the back-to-back and they retain the World Cup, which makes them again on par with New Zealand, which is a big thing, I think, for South Africa fans. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But yeah, anyway, if you've made it this far, please let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, it's a tough tournament to call. And if you agree with my predictions, if you disagree, please let me know in the comments. And like, subscribe, etc. And yeah, I'll see you real soon for the next video. All right, bye-bye.